bow in prayer, please. Dear Heavenly Father, as we come today, we want to ask of you as the great physician, as we know this week we had a deputy get injured in a pretty good car accident. We ask that the doctors that are going to be treating him, that you place your hands upon them so as they make medical decisions to help him in his long recovery, because this will be a long recovery for him. So we ask that those doctors receive your grace to help him along with his injuries. We pray as a community that we get behind him and show support. And in times like this, when we have somebody in our community who's providing a service to us as citizens who become injured, we ask that we come together in prayer, in the power of prayer, to help him through his injuries. And as leaders within the community, that we come together and as we navigate the tough decisions that we have to make as community leaders, that we do so with the community in mind as we represent as leaders. In your name we pray, amen.
Amen.
Under guest, I've asked Brian Fitzpatrick from Evans to come in today to give a presentation to the fiscal court. We obviously discussed, the court took action on the 911 chairs. This is obviously something that has become a big issue, but there is a lot of information, and I feel that in the spirit of the discussion as a governing body, we should hear all the facts, especially from those in the profession, because currently with the motion that was approved, we've got a situation that potentially, in my opinion, is going to put the taxpayers' monies at risk of being wasted. So I've just asked Brian to come, give him a presentation. He'll introduce himself and basically show the items that have been, the employees have already tested them. The employee in the 911 center have utilized this piece of equipment, and they have checked off on it that it is something that would benefit them. And so I just think it's important for us to get all the information so that the citizens in this community and the members that are voting on any initiative understand what they're voting on. So, Brian, do you if anybody has any questions, please ask questions.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. Hello.
Happy Friday afternoon. I'm Brian Fitzpatrick with Evans Consols. I don't get a chance to do this very often, so I appreciate the opportunity to come and inform the court of what we do, the credibility that we have in the marketplace, and what makes us subject matter experts in mission-critical control rooms. I'd be remiss, though, if I didn't wish your colleague the best recovery, quick recovery. That puts things in perspective for sure. I'm a regional sales manager with Evans Consols. I've been designing, building, and outfitting mission-critical control rooms in the markets that we serve for over 12 years. I've run an organization that does that, and I'm currently a regional sales manager that handles the Mid-Atlantic region for Evans Consols. The hospitality that I've had at Marshall County in the 4 or 5 times I've been out here to work on your center has been outstanding, and I appreciate that. So I'm happy to be here. I do have information on slides. I know that you're facing away from the camera, from the televisions, but I will walk through this, not in every detail, not every word. But I wanted to tell you a little bit about Evans Consoles and why we are considered the experts in this field. Every single month, we build 25 to 30 mission-critical control rooms in various industries, and I'll show you those industries in a minute. But we've built all of the mission-critical control rooms for NASA. We do it for the FBI. We do it for the CIA. And we do it for a lot of private sector agencies. We have over 14,000 customers that we've installed mission-critical control rooms for around the globe in the 40 years that we've been in business doing this. In that, we not only design and outfit those, but we also provide, as part of our service, 24/7 intensive use seating. And we are experts in that field as well. We are the only company that is a manufacturer of consoles that does turnkey solutions. We have architects, we have builders, designers, installers, manufacturing capabilities that do turnkey solutions to build entire mission-critical control rooms. From one console, there's oftentimes we get a call, a municipality that has one dispatch position, that we will go in, we'll do a survey, we'll design that console, and every single project that we have is unique. We're a project-driven business. So whether it's one console or 500 consoles, every project is important to us, and we handle it accordingly. Here are the industries that we serve. So we do a lot of power utilities, we do a lot of process control. In fact, I have a couple of projects in the process control market in Calvert City here, so I spend a lot of time in Western Kentucky. We're the largest provider of control rooms for the federal government. Public safety here in the U.S., there's roughly 6,000 public safety answering points. We are the market leader in providing consoles and seating to that market. We do technology, so one of the fastest growing markets for us are global security operation centers and cybersecurity. And then we do airports. And airports is important today because out of all of the markets that use 24/7 intensive use seating, public safety and the air traffic controllers are the ones that rely on that seating the most. That is the most important aspect of their control room to the operators working in that space. So why we, as the subject matter experts, believe this seating is so critical to the mission? Dispatchers have a tremendous responsibility. They are tasked with making instant life and death decisions under significant pressure. They share this seating in an environment that is 24/7, that typically runs 3 shifts, sometimes 2 shifts, but it is round the clock, and operators come in all different body types, sizes, needs. So the capabilities of that chair are very, very important to the dispatcher, to their health, to their safety, and to their productivity. Ergonomics plays into this. Ergonomics, the study of work and the relationship of that work to the mental and physical capabilities of that employee being able to do their work, goes into every control room that we design. We have an ergonomist on our staff who signs off on all of the designs that we do. Intensive use 24/7 seating, it's not about the chair, it's about investing in the employees that are using that chair that you're asking to do this high-stress job and support your community. That's what the investment is in. There are other 24/7 seats out there. We represent companies that do other 24/7 seats. Every single time I go in, I assess how that community, how that center, how those employees are going to use that chair. And that's the recommendations that we use. But ultimately, it's up to the customer to make that decision. Iron Horse chairs, and we have some chairs here. We have a concept seating chair, which came from the existing dispatch center. We represent concept seating. That's on the left. That chair is about 5 years old. It's coming up on about 5 years. And then we have the chair in question that we just delivered 7 of those chairs to the new center. Iron Horse is the leading choice for 911 call centers, period. We do a lot of dispatch centers. That is a logical and a sound choice for 24/7 operations in a 911 call center. A center that has shared usage of the chairs, 24/7 staffing, critical alertness is required, and performance is required by those dispatchers. So the Iron Horse 4000 series chair that's here, it is not an office chair. This is a specially designed, specific usage, 24/7 intensive use chair for a multi-user environment. This particular chair has some of the best features in the industry, heavy-duty cycle-tested components, which I'll show you the testing. It's not going to mean a lot to many people in this room, the testing, but it is the gold standard of chairs. It comes with the best warranty in the industry. It has a 10-year warranty on it. You can get other chairs that claim to be 24/7 and that are 24/7 chairs. The closest chair will come with a 6-year warranty. This chair on the left here, the concept seating chair, which I can sell, that's the 3142 high back chair in a fabric with standard armrest, standard casters. That chair is almost out of warranty because their warranty is 6 years. Other chairs that are available on the market will exclude 24/7 usage. There are chairs out there that are marketed as 24/7, but at the end of the day, they're office chairs, and if you use them in a dispatch setting, 24/7, the manufacturer will exclude them in their warranty. So this next statement is directly from the Iron Horse website that you could find. Feedback from purchasing departments estimate that the lifespan when they buy a lower grade chair for this environment have a very short lifespan versus the Iron Horse chair that is specifically designed for 911 call centers, air traffic controllers, and process control rooms. So as I said, the Iron Horse 4000 series has extensive certifications. So ANSI BIFMA is the standard for, it's the American National Standards Institute and the Business and Institutional Furniture Manufacturers Association. So those are standards. If you buy systems furniture, if you buy consoles, if you buy seating, ANSI BIFMA is the standard that manufacturers go for. Well, many years ago, the General Services Administration, GSA, commissioned a study for chairs and came up with the FNEW 83-269 standard, which Iron Horse 4000 meets that standard. And you can see all the testing, the cycle testing that goes on with every component and feature of that chair. Obviously, to meet those standards, it's the highest quality components, it's the highest quality workmanship, it's the longest industry warranty. So I have a copy of the Iron Horse seating warranty on the left here. I have just the product features on the right. This is an eye test for sure. Don't expect anyone can read that, but I can certainly make this available, this presentation. It is the choice for public safety. We sell 5 to 10 public safety answering point control rooms every month. And in almost all cases, 24/7 seating is part of that project, and Iron Horse is the chair of choice for almost all of those public safety answering points. So that tells you about Evans, and that tells you about the Iron Horse seat itself. But I would like to walk you through my interactions on this project as it relates specifically to the chair order. So I engaged with Chris Freeman about 1 year ago. And during our initial meetings, he indicated that they were building a new 911 call center and all that that entailed. Somewhere along the line, it came up that 24/7 seating was going to be a requirement of that. It didn't come up right away. It came up months after our initial engagement. So we discussed the benefits of the Iron Horse seating, because quite frankly, that is mostly, 9 times out of 10, what I recommend, because it is the best chair on the market. I want to say it was back in January, last time I was out here. I brought an Iron Horse chair with me for usage by the dispatchers to test that product, because the proof is in whether they like the chair. Does it work for them? Is it comfortable? Is it adjustable? Is it reliable? Sturdy? Will it withstand the test of time? So I delivered that back in January. It's a nice 12-hour drive from Philadelphia. Shortly after that, after getting feedback from the dispatchers, we quoted 9 chairs on February 5th. That quote is on the left-hand side. You'll see the date, February 5th. 9 chairs. Our quoted price was $2,678.83. That is a discount off list price from Iron Horse. That is the recommended selling price by my company. We sell chairs at that price all day long. Shortly after that, Chris Freeman came back to me and said, "Hey Brian, I'd like to reduce the size of that order, or the quote, from 9 to 7 chairs. And you have to help me out. You have to do better on the price." And so I went to my supervisor and said, "I'd like to do, we're doing a fairly good-sized project with Marshall County, Kentucky. I'd like to do better on the pricing for the chairs." So we reduced our price to $2,524 each for 7 chairs. That purchase order was cut on March 10th, 2021, or at least it was sent to me on March 10th, 2021, for those 7 chairs at the $2,500.24 each. As part of my discussion with Chris Freeman, he said, "Hey, by the way, do you really need this chair back? Can you make that part of the deal?" And so I personally get a couple units every year that I can take out for demonstration purposes. And so I gave up one of my very few demos that I was able to bring here and made that part of the deal. So in essence, Marshall County is getting 8 chairs, brand new, which if you amortize the cost of those over 8 chairs, brings the price, the unit price, to $2,187.71. That price is below market value. I'm going to tell you right now, it's well below market value. I never sell brand new Iron Horse chairs for that price. So in summary, and then I'm happy to take questions, you're talking about the leading chair, 24/7 intensive use chair in the market. Every day, PSAPs across the U.S. are making decisions to buy that chair, and they're paying more than $2,100 for it, which you paid. It is the #1 choice for both public safety and air traffic controllers. We have testimonials. We have, we do the lion's share of all of that work. We're not the only game in town, but certainly the largest. It has the lowest warranty claim rate, right? Iron Horse offers the best warranty because they have a very low warranty claim rate. Offering a warranty on a product is simply a math equation. What's the failure rate? What's it cost to fix it? What can we offer our customers based on our selling price? And what it costs to supply those parts and labor to fix that product. Because of that, I calculate total cost of ownership for my customers over 10 years because we're going to support that product for 10 years. In a multi-user environment, this seat that you see is really an investment in the health, safety, and productivity of your employees that you have asked to serve your community. And I personally sleep very well at night recommending and selling this chair to the public safety locations that I deal with regularly. So thank you.
Brian, great presentation, and I do have a few questions that I think is very important, and you did a good job as far as comparing an office chair and the intensive use chairs. The next chair, the Iron Horse top of the line, the 41,000 series, but then the next chair, what's the base pay for that? Just to show a comparison.
So let me just address the first part of your comment. The comparison to office chairs, I couldn't help, when you're in the business, you can't help but walk in a room and look at chairs and furniture and how the layout is. So when I came in here early to make sure my computer was working, and I appreciate your help, Brad, to make sure it was, I couldn't help but notice the chairs that you have here, and there's 4 or 5 of these chairs. I don't know how much they're used, but I know they're CLE or a brand name that probably is picked up at a Staples, or 4 or 5 of them are cocked. I don't know how long you've had them, but this is a perfect example of chairs that don't stand the test of time. That's an office chair. I would never, ever put a chair like this in a dispatch center. The next one down, so there is an Iron Horse 3000 series, and the way Iron Horse does their numbering, a 3000 series supports up to 300 pounds, 4000 series up to 400 pounds, 5000 series up to 500 pounds. They are priced accordingly because of the structure that makes up that chair. You can also get a concept seating 3142 high back, which there's lots of dispatch centers out there that have that chair. That chair is the base unit, right? That chair has standard casters, standard armrest, standard fabric, not an adjustable headrest. It is a 24/7 chair, which should last you 6 years in a dispatch center per the warranty. That chair will sell for about $2,100 on contract.
And the way I understand it, how many chairs do we have? 5? We have 5. It's almost at the end of the warranty, end of life, and you can see the beating that it's taken already. But that is the next chair as far as intensive use chairs.
That's correct.
And that's a base price at $2,100.
Just 3 of them are in the life, 6 years plus older, and they're faux leather. And those 2 are the newest 2. They're almost 5 years old, and the pieces that are broke on them are not covered in the 6-year warranty.
I had reached out to you I'll talk to you once on the phone, and then email communications, and ask if you would send me some comparable models, lesser expensive models to look at as an option, and would you send me any documents containing the terms of the agreement regarding the chairs, including terms of dealing with rights of return or any other correspondence between your company and the representatives of the county? And you did not provide that to me. That was requested on the 15th, and you did respond that you would discuss that today. So I took the time to do some research on some chairs, and actually the concept seating you were speaking about, I did receive some proposals on the various models of that, starting at $1,376.
Right, that's a base price. And then when you configure it with the C-loop armrest, the upgraded casters, the leather, then you're talking about upwards of $2,100 for that chair.
The $1,376 ones are the same chairs that Callaway County had just purchased, according to the salesperson I spoke with here.
With what considers a 24/7 intensive chair?
You really have to go back to this right here that I have on the screen, which is the certifications and testing. To be a true 24/7, and there are certainly different grades of 24/7 chairs. I will not argue that point. There are 24/7 chairs out there that will feel very comfortable on day one. They'll give you a little bit of adjustability. They're going to have a lower warranty, and they're going to have a lower price point, and that chair is not going to last you as long as the Iron Horse 4000 chair. So, you know, I could go on Google and find chairs that are less expensive than the chair that Marshall County bought. What you will not find is an equivalent chair for a better price. You will not find a better chair for an equivalent price.
So, couple of questions I have as far as your warranty is concerned. Obviously, they're different for different items. So, I guess explain to me the difference in those three terms. So, the 3-year, the 5-year, and the 10-year.
So 10 years is on the frame. The frame is the main structure of the chair. That's what makes it a chair, right? What makes the chair comfortable, the cushions, the trim, the casters, the armrest, it makes it functional. Those are wearable items, right? Those are items that we do not control really how that chair is used in the environment. Those components are warranted for 3 years. The components such as the cylinder, which makes it go up and down, the tilt mechanism, which makes it go back and forth, the components that make it adjustable are warranted for 5 years. The details of that are in the Iron Horse warranty that I'm happy to share with you. That is actually in the presentation.
So, just out of curiosity, of those three items, I would assume, I get why the cushion and stuff would be 3 years, because it's the most, you can't control that as much, but are those the issues you have? That's the
Yeah, so
items you have the most issues with, though, right?
No, believe it or not, no. So the largest warranty claim will be on the seal in the gas cylinder. And
Which
the
is in the
reason
5-year, the component.
Which is 5 years, right. And the reason that that happens is environmental. It gets dirty, and most operators don't take care of cleaning the stem of the chair, the cylinder of the chair. Dirt and grease get in there, and they cause a problem for that cylinder. That's the largest one. We send them out. Personally, you know, a lot of times we leave it up to the customer to switch that cylinder out. Personally, in my territory, I have the component shipped to me, and I bring it out and I change it. Because this is an investment, right? This is not an inexpensive chair. This is not a chair you would put in your home office. This is not an office chair. And we recognize that.
So going through, explain the leasing, because this looks like it's stating that this is a lease option. Concept chair from Shelby. This is a chair fleet leasing.
That's what he gave you, right? Is that what you're saying?
So we're going to lease the chair, is what this.
That's just an option on that.
No, that's not from Evans.
No,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
But are you familiar with leasing?
So I am familiar with leasing products within a control room. We do not finance directly. We have a partner that will do leasing of some projects in a control room. The minimum on that, the minimum that we lease is $50,000, just because that's what our leasing partner, that's their minimum. So that's out of our hands, you know.
So other question I have, you mentioned the consoles. So are you the one that, I mean, you're working with them on that as well? We've not seen any bids or any, so this is our first.
So, yeah, we actually have provided a design for consoles. We have delivered consoles. They're on site. We have not installed consoles. Not all the components for consoles are here on site. And quite frankly, as a representative of Evans, I've never been in a position where I've had an agency refuse to pay an invoice, and I'm a little reluctant to continue working on the project right now until I have some assurance that, as a representative of Evans, my company's going to get paid.
Are there, and I'm seeing the warranties for 6 years, and the one that we brought up is that it's into life. It's probably got maybe a year left, and you see the wear and tear on it, and the breakdown. And I think that was what's key is the next level of the 24/7 chair at $2,100 base level. The 2187 got 8 chairs, which is the gold standard as far as when it comes to the 24/7. To negotiate that price, and you know, like he showed in his slide, we originally started out with 9 that were going to be purchased, and there was communication from a member of the court to buy less than 9, which that's what happened. So to get this price on these chairs, which this is the top of the line with a 10-year warranty, and then when you look at the base price for the 3000 series, I mean, that is a fair comparison of getting a good deal. And it's been tested by our employees. The employees have actually sat in it, they've used it, and I tell you, if you sit in it, you'll see the difference. That chair there, we were going to put it out here for you guys to sit in it, but when we had somebody sit in it on the staff, because I'm assuming it's a cylinder, they almost fell out of the chair. So these things get beat up. Obviously, it's why it's called a 24/7 chair. We want to put the best product with the best price. And I think that was accomplished. We're going to put, for our employees that are going to be sitting in that chair, and that chair will have somebody sitting in it for 24 hours. That's why it's called a 24/7 chair. But to give them the best product that we can at a reasonable price, and $21.87 is a very reasonable price. And I felt that it was important that the court see and hear from the industry representatives that deal with this on a profession. I'm not a chair expert, but I think it's important as we do spend taxpayers' money. This is a very well negotiated chair, and you saw the invoices where it started out well over $23,000 and had negotiated down the $21.87 for a chair.
Judge, if I can just make one more point.
Sure.
So I approached this with my subject matter expert hat on, not an Evans Console hat on. But if I put that hat on for a second, our company policy, the terms and conditions of the sale, after delivery of this product, there's a 25% restocking fee. So that's 25% restocking plus packaging and freight, you're $5,000 in, or, obviously we have a legal issue. So, you're throwing more money at a decision that was negotiated in very good faith and a deal that was very well done.
Well, and this is why I feel the court needs to hear this information. Even with this proposal, this chair does not meet the gold standard from the Thomas Shelby, this particular chair. If that were to happen, if the motion that the court took were to stand, there would be thousands of dollars spent to send the chairs back to get a lesser quality of a chair that had already been negotiated for a better price for the higher quality of the chair. Does that make sense? And that's why I asked Brian to be here so that you guys can hear this. All the negotiations were done in good faith. Spending taxpayers' money to buy equipment for our employees, I think it's a testimony of what we've heard today. Our employees have simply said they want that chair. It better prepares them to do their job. I'm not going to micromanage that office. If they want that chair, and we negotiated a heck of a price for that chair, we're in a position to give them what they need to be successful for the citizens in the community that has an emergency service or a need for, emergency services. And I don't think that we should be spending the amount of monies to send it back to get a lesser chair that we're going to have to, in 6 years, replace as we see that one over there. It doesn't make any sense to me. And, just reading through the description, there's a lot of language in here that says standard casters, standard base. Is that with the description of the 41,000 series?
So the Concept 3142 and the Iron Horse 4000 standard is much different. Right? So there is a standard base in the 4000 series, but it's a much different standard than the 3142 from Concept Seating.
And that, if I'm correct, the golden standard that you put up there in that slide, that's what you're referring to. The base meets or the components meet that standard.
All the components have been cycle tested to that standard, correct?
I understand that. Real quick, if you don't mind just grabbing a seat, because I feel like we need to continue this discussion, but we do have a scheduled public hearing. So we're going to go into the public hearing real quick for the CDBG so that we can take care of that. Did we ever do you have anything you want to share with us as far as the CDBG?
Not at all, Judge.
Okay,
I'm
so
here
we'll
to
just,
answer questions if there's questions. I'll try to. I'm the third option on the bench today, so.
gotcha. Been there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me read this real quick. Public hearing notice to all interested citizens of Morris County, Kentucky. The Kentucky Department for Local Government is accepting application material under the Community Development Block Grant Coronavirus Utility Assistance CDBG CV program. Morris County intends to apply for assistance to provide citizens that have been negatively affected by the COVID-19 pandemic with utility payment assistance. A public hearing will be held prior to the submission of the application. The public hearing will be held on June 18, 2021, 3:30 p.m., Morris County Courthouse, 1101 Main Street, Benton, Kentucky. The purpose of this hearing is to obtain views on housing and community development needs, review proposed activities, review the proposed application, and solicit public comments. Technical assistance is available to help groups responding or representing low and moderate income persons to developing proposals. The following information concerning the CDBG CV program is available for public inspection at the Purchase Area Development District, 1002 Medical Drive, Mayfield, Kentucky, 42066 during regular business hours, or you may call for a copy at 270-247-7171. Item A, amount of funds available and range of activities that may be undertaken. B, estimated amounts of funds proposed to be used for activities benefiting persons of low and moderate income. C, plans for minimizing displacement of persons as a result of activities associated with CDBG funds, and plans for providing assistance to those persons to be actually displaced as a result of CDBG funded activities. D, records regarding the past use of CDBG funds. E, a summary of other important program requirements. Components on application. A copy of the CDBG application material will be on file at the Morris County Courthouse in the Purchase Area Development District for citizens review and comment during regular business hours from June 1, 2021 through June 11, 2021. Comments on the proposed application may be submitted to the attention of April Golub, Bajarni Hanson, PAD, 1002 Medical Drive, Mayfield, Kentucky. Discrimination clause. The county does not discriminate on the basis of race, color, national origin, sex, sexual orientation, gender identity, age, religion, or disability, and provides upon request reasonable accommodation, including auxiliary aids and services, to afford an individual with a disability an equal opportunity to participate in all services, programs, and activities. Any persons requiring special needs assistance should contact Judge Kevin Neal at 270-527-4750 at least 5 days prior to the meeting. The TDD number for the hearing impaired is 1-800-648-6057, and that was the notice that we put out. So for the public hearing, is there anybody here in favor of the public CDBG grant? Anybody here for comments in favor of the CDBG? Anybody here for comments in favor of the CDBG? Hearing none, is there anybody here opposing the CDBG? Anybody here opposing? Anybody here opposing? Hearing none, that concludes the public hearing. Thank you for your time. Okay, we'll pick up with Brian, if you want to come back up. Gentlemen, I just think that we should at least have a debate on this. I don't want to spend taxpayers' monies several $1,000s to send the quality chair back. One, dealing with a vendor. Brian's been down several times. I've met him several times. Chris has done exactly what we've asked him to do as a court as far as carrying out our expectations. And when we break this down, we really did get a good deal on a very good chair that the employees stand behind. And you know, there was communication to actually go from 9 because, you know, when you compare this particular chair, as we've heard, to an office chair, it doesn't have any comparison. We don't want to put our employees in these types of chairs, trust me, for 24 hours. And it's not just that one person sitting in it for 24 hours. It's potentially 3 people sitting in it for a total of 24 hours. So we're all different shapes and sizes. It's a better environment when you have a gold standard, a chair that meets the gold standard in that profession, if you will. I think hearing this and the amount that it costs per chair, and I talked to Chris about the donated chair because that's something that Brian had brought up to me was about the jail. There is the pod at the jail, and they don't have a 24/7 chair. And the 911 wants to donate that chair to the jail so that they can test it, so they can sit in it. I don't know if they've ever sat in a chair like that. If you take the time to sit in it, you'll see the difference. So the price on these chairs, as we've heard today, are below what you'd find out on the market, and that's a good deal. So I leave the floor open for discussion on that. I don't want to see us spending over $5,000 to send chairs back and we still don't have any chairs. I don't think that's being a good steward of the taxpayers' money.
Well, these chairs I have handed out everyone the information on are a little over $8,000 less. Is it the same chair as that? No, it's not. I understand that. I mean, the Solomons could stand up here and talk to us about Lincoln Continentals. There's no doubt they're superior to some of the other products they sell. But I can't see spending that, and nor will I vote for it. And I did reach out to you to discuss some lesser expensive models. I mean, it's not that I don't want to do business with you. That's not the case at all. So I want you to clearly understand that. But I'm not for that chair any more than I was the other day, especially not after the information I have in front of me.
And I think the key component that we're missing, there's 2 of them back there. The people that are going to be sitting in that chair. It's easy for us to sit up here and sit in these chairs, these office chairs. But the actual individuals sitting in that chair have basically told this court that's the chair they want. I'm not in a position, especially when I hear that we have negotiated a price for the top of the line chair at $2,100, actually $2,187 and 77 cents or 71 cents, when the next model below it is $2,100. We're getting the best chair at the best rate or price that we can, and the employees have asked for it. The alternative with the motion that stands, what the court has already approved, is to send the chairs back. And when you break the cost down, we're going to spend over $5,000 to send the chairs back, which is a great deal on that chair, and we still don't have any chairs. And even if we were to go with a chair like this, it doesn't meet the same standards. We still have to spend the amount of monies that we have to spend for those chairs. And I have a hard time believing that this court, not hearing that information, you know, would do that. I mean, I'm not going to waste $5,000 on a good deal. I'd be the first one to tell you, I'm a taxpayer, I'd be the first one to tell you if it was egregious, if it wasn't a good product, if it was too much monies. But I think that there has been a compromise here from the original amount and quantity and the original cost going from over $20,000 and reducing that. I think it was 26. The standard cost was, I think, 2,700, but 2,600 and something that was on his slide. You know, Chris worked that price down with Brian, and
It was actually against Brian.
it was against
working
Brian.
against me.
He worked against you.
Yeah, wasn't with me.
Yeah. So I just felt that it was important for the court to hear what they actually are turning away. And when you do the numbers, guys, this is not, I mean, I make mistakes. I'm not afraid to own up to my mistakes, but I can tell you this is not, that we did not make a good decision to send these back. And that's just, the proof is in the pudding here with the presentation. And if the employees are asking for the equipment, I think it's a reasonable price to put them in that chair.
It is good to have all this information. I agree. I wish we would have had it the other day, and I feel like I make decisions when I'm pushed
Yes.
that I don't have all of the information that I have today. Same thing about today. I'm not going to make that decision today because I want to take all of this into consideration. That's my.
So the court,
Knowing us, we're going to meet
well, here,
4 more times between now and
the court,
June the 30th.
the court made a decision to send the chairs back. Not going to pay for them, send them back. So the directive that I have is send them back. When you look at the expectations that we have given our director, you know, we basically told him to upfit this center, the layout, the furnishings, and everything. He did that. And now for my office to carry out the wishes of the court, I still have an issue with the fact that this is a good deal. And I question if we're going to be wasting taxpayers' money to send these items back when the court basically set out the expectations of what they wanted from our director, and he accomplished that. And we're going to be spending $5,000, which to me could be a waste. It is a waste of money. I mean, think about that. We're going to be sending monies, just spending monies that could a citizen see that as a position of wasteful spending and sue us. I mean, on a worst case scenario, knowing the details of what the cost is, I don't know. I mean, I don't know, but it's not a good position for us to be in.
Well, I assume if they could sue us for that, they could sue us for what they
There's no
thought was
standing for that
excessive
type
spending.
of, there's no standing for that type of action, or, I would sue the federal government every day for spending decisions that they've made, so.
Well, I mean, Yeah, the federal government. This is a
Well,
local.
state government too,
Yeah.
for that matter. I mean, you wouldn't able to be getting into court if a citizen was able to sue over discretionary spending. There's just no
Well-
standing for that.
Well, then let's flip the coin on the other side. We still have potential litigation from the company. We're not in a good position, in my opinion, because of the negotiation of the product.
We still haven't seen the documents containing the terms of the agreement regarding the chairs that I asked for, or rights to return, or any of that.
Actually, they are.
Your county has all of that information.
Yeah, I'm going to answer that.
I asked
You have
for
it on the
and you
server.
said you'd provide it today, so that's what I'm going by.
Yeah, it's on the server. When you, actually, the PIO, if what's been submitted, when you review the bills, those terms are on there.
Wasn't on anything I've seen. I got a copy of it right here.
But the,
I don't think it's unreasonable to accommodate Commissioner Collins' request to get more information and table this. Can we do that, Jason? What's the path forward? I mean, I think we're just sitting here spinning our wheels. What's the path forward?
Well, I mean, there's not really an issue to table at this point because the court's voted.
Well, can we,
Now, you can take that into.
We didn't
you
vote
could-
to send them back. We
Right.
voted not to pay them.
But,
So officially, there wasn't a vote to send them back, but I mean, I get where you're coming from, but
I mean,
Right.
there is at this point an economic decision that needs to be made. And I think you're just asking for time to contemplate that and sit on it. And if there's information that we have about spelling out the rights of return, then I would like to read that myself. And I think the three of y'all would like to read it too.
okay. Is that what you guys want to do? Is that the only thing that you want in review? Because I'm asking for clarity. Anything else? You just want to read the terms? Time to think about it?
yeah, the terms was not my request. Mine was to table it, not send the chairs back until I have time to consider this.
Okay.
Because this is information that we did not have until today. I agree, absolutely. And it makes a difference to me. If it didn't, I'd just say no and forget it. But it does make a difference to me, knowing that it costs $5,000 to send it back, and I understand that. I get that. And the 8 chairs, that brings the cost per unit considerably down, and knowing that one of those is going to go to another department, it makes a difference to me. Am I ready to say it makes enough difference to me to change my mind from the other day? No, but that's the time I need.
Okay. Brian, I appreciate your time.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. And I just want to point out that the other day there was, and I know you guys know this, there was no information. It was just a number.
Yeah.
And, okay,
But, it's also not a situation where you can, but anyway, yeah. It doesn't
We'll-
matter. Let's stop.
yeah, we'll bring it back. I'll have it back for the next agenda for discussion. Old business, approve the minutes, June 1st meeting, June 9th special call meeting. During the special call meeting, because of the last court, there was not a directive to have the court clerk record the payment of the bills in the minutes. So that's why you'll see it back on the bills and claims. But those are the items to be approved, June 1st and June 9th.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item B, ordinance 2021-03, budget amendment, second reading.
Okay, this is the second reading of budget amendment for this current fiscal year. Just as a reminder, ordinance 2021-03, an ordinance relating to the annual budget and amendment thereof. Whereas the County of Marshall has received additional funds, now be it ordained by the Fiscal Court of Marshall County that Section 1, the annual budget for fiscal year 2020-2021, is amended to A, increase revenue accounts as follows, as listed, for a total of $927,567.10. B, increase the expenditure accounts as follows, for a total of $927,567.10. Section 2, the amounts added to the revenue and expenditure accounts in Section 1 are for governmental purposes, approved by the Marshall County Fiscal Court the 9th day of June 2021, approved as to form and classification the 17th day of June 2021 by Robert Brown. This amendment to the budget ordinance was adopted by the Marshall County Fiscal Court, Kentucky on this, the 18th day of June 2021.
All right, next item under new. Oh, it is. Yeah, I'm looking at this as the first reading. Yeah. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. 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 Any opposed? Motion carries. New business item A, this is the opioid litigation memorandum of understanding, and this was sent to us in our email.
Yeah, so this item relates to the nationwide opioid litigation that we are a part of, along with thousands of other counties and municipalities across the country, mostly, well, a lot of them are in Kentucky, West Virginia, and some of the hardest hit areas. But anyway, there's been lots of negotiations between the plaintiffs who represent us, the various defendants, and the Attorney General's office in all the states have also been involved. There's a structured settlement. They have come up with a draft structured settlement. The AG's office has vetted it, all of our counsel has vetted it, and they are encouraging us to execute this today and get this back to lead counsel. And I think 3 of us sat in on a meeting last week, a Zoom meeting with lead counsel. I was satisfied with it, and I would recommend executing it as well. I'll tell you, just for public information, this document does not have any numbers on it. I don't know what the number is going to be. Nobody in this court knows what our number is going to be in terms of the final dollar amount. I don't think our plaintiff's counsel knows what the dollar amount is going to be yet. So this is a settlement in terms of structure, and I'm telling you the honest truth. I don't know. We do not know how much money we're getting. So you can file an open records request if you want to, but it's not going to make any sense to you. I'm just letting you know. So
I think the key part of that litigation, too, that is positive for counties like us is that it was not just population-based. It was impact-based.
Yeah.
And so Marshall County actually is receiving more than some counties out there that are larger than us because our impact has been greater due to the opioid epidemic. So that's, I think, it's a no-brainer, and I will make the motion to accept that memorandum of understanding.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Ordinance 2021-04. FY 21-22, first reading of the budget.
Ordinance 2021-04, first reading budget summary, an ordinance relating to the annual budget and appropriations, be it ordained by the Fiscal Court of Marshall County, Kentucky, Section 1, the following budget is adopted for the fiscal year 2021-2022, and the amounts stated are appropriated for the purposes indicated. Budget of Marshall County fiscal year ending June 30th, 2022. Summary analysis of appropriations. General Fund, General Government, $4,326,399. Protections to persons and property, $631,133. General Health and Sanitation, $374,500. Social Services, $7,400. Recreation and Culture, $1,154,095. Debt Service, $666,465. General Services, $543,000. Reserves, $3,297,973.18. Fringe Benefits, $356,500 for a total for the general fund of $11,357,465. The Road Fund, roads, $2,833,700. Other transportation facilities and services, $4,500. Fringe benefits, $539,400 for a total road fund of $3,377,600. The Jail Fund, protections of persons and property, $1,695,555. Fringe benefits, $804,200 for a total jail fund of $2,499,755. The Grant Fund is $0. E911 Fund, protections of person and property, $760,510. Fringe benefits, $278,100 for a total for E911 of $1,038,610. Occupational Tax Administrator Fund, General Government, $60,000. Investments, $200,000. Total Occupational Tax Administrator Fund, $260,000. Animal Shelter Donation Fund, General Operations, $15,000 for a total Animal Shelter Donation Fund of $15,000. Sheriff's Fund, Protections of Persons and Property, $3,934,800 for a total Sheriff Fund of $3,934,800. The Alcohol Beverage Control Fund, ABSC Administrator, $13,400 for a total Alcohol Beverage Control Fund of $13,400. The Building Inspection Fund, Building Inspection, $145,500. Reserves, $42,700 for a total building inspection fund of $188,200. The American Rescue Plan Act Fund, reserves, $6,040,810 for a total American Rescue Plan Act Fund, $6,040,810. The overall appropriation summary is $28,725,640.18. Section 2, this ordinance shall be published in the Tribune Courier newspaper by title and summary within 30 days following adoption. Section 3, this ordinance becomes effective upon passage and publication. Notice of availability, all interested persons and organizations in Marshall County are hereby notified that a copy of the county's proposed budget in full is available for public inspection at the office of the county judge executive during normal business hours.
Can I know this is, we just added that. So you're required to do both years, the full amount?
Oh, for the American Rescue Plan
Yeah.
Act. So we should receive all of the money in next year. Should receive
Oh, I
none of it
thought
in
you
this year.
couldn't receive it no less than 12 months from your first check, and we're not requesting the first check until after July the 1st.
My understanding is there's not a time frame between first and second check. It's a time frame from the time they pass the money for them to get it to us.
Yeah.
Okay, so it wasn't
So they
based
have to
on
get us the money by that
within
date.
12 months of March when it was passed, or
That's right.
whatever, May. Okay,
Yes.
all right, I'm just making
So
sure.
we can know
Okay.
for certain that we'll have the money in that time frame.
Within that, it's not 12 months from the time, okay.
Right.
And
That
that's-
is my understanding. But
right.
I will double check into that for you.
Yeah.
And that way,
I mean.
So you're applying
for the
when?
purpose-
today's the 18th. I can start the application process now. I probably won't request the money until July 1st, and that way we don't run into the ordeal of trying to
Reporting,
amend it into this year when we don't have time to do that.
yeah.
Yeah. Again, with the CARES money, we just didn't want to have the 2 fiscal years, requesting over the 2 fiscal years. Make
Okay.
it simple on us. RDAP resolution, this is the TVA monies with the legislation change. Now the monies will come to the fiscal court, and that is reflected in the budget for next year. And it'll pass through the fiscal court and go to the IDA for the project. authorizing and designation of SBGE resolution, County Marshal, adoption of a resolution of the Morris County Fiscal Court designating the Morris County IDA special purpose government entity to receive Tennessee Valley Authority TVA funds under the Regional Development Agency Assistance Program, and authorizing the filing of a Regional Development Agency Assistance Program, RDAP, proposal grant application for up to $153,846.15 in RDAP funds with the Department for Local Government, DLG, and authorizing the designated Marsh County Industrial Development Authority special purpose government entity to act as the authorized correspondent for this project. Whereas Marsh County desires to promote and carry out economic development efforts on behalf of the residents of Marsh County, and whereas it is recognized that Regional Development Agency Assistance Program funds available to the county pursuant to KRS Chapter 96 impose certain obligations and responsibilities upon the county and SPGE, and will require, one, the designation of a special purpose government entity, SPGE, established under KRS 154-50-301 to KRS 154-50-346. Two, approval of a satisfactory application be transmitted to DLG for approval. Now therefore be it resolved this 18th day of June 2021 by the Morris County Fiscal Court that the following special purpose government entity is designated to receive Regional Development Agency Assistance Program funds. Name of SBGE, Marsh County IDA, contact person Dennis Smith, address Benton, Kentucky. That RDAP project proposal application on behalf of the county for RDAP monies up to $153,846.15 for the debt service of Southwest One Industrial Park shall be submitted to DLG. The county shall provide such additional information and furnish such documentation as may be required, and the designated SPGE shall act as authorized correspondents for this project. One of the other changes with the General Assembly was that our representatives in Frankfurt had to send a letter along with the project, and we have a letter from both State Representative Chris Freeland and State Senator Danny Carroll. So that's in compliance with the changes. We just need a motion.
Move we approve it.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Transfers? I'm sorry, let me back up. D, item D, schedule future meetings. We did have originally set for Wednesday to meet. There are some conflicts. What about Tuesday, next Tuesday to meet? We have a special call meeting to go over a bunch of other documents and business for the county.
I can meet.
Tuesday,
Is that 22nd?
Tuesday, what time?
Earlier the better.
Yeah.
What time's earlier?
5:30.
You'll be here by
8:30?
yourself.
8:30?
9?
9 be fine.
All right. Let's see. It's Tuesday, 9 a.m. We'll have a special call meeting. Yeah, well, let's see. We originally had for the 30th. What does the 29th look like? 28th or the 29th?
Do
That would be
29.
better for me.
29th?
For the budget, second reading of the budget.
Same time.
End of year bills, I assume.
Yeah, we'll have a few more transfers too, kind of like the ones today, just within the departments.
Do we have any board appointments yet?
Yeah, we got to get those done in June. What about 10 a.m.?
10 would be fine.
That gives me a doctor's appointment.
On the 29th, 10.
Yeah, 29th. All right.
Real quick before I forget, literally as we were sitting here, I got another email from our plaintiff's counsel on the opioid. It was pretty please, hurry up, get it to us now, do it now, do it now, do it now. So will you, and I just sent the email to you, so will you scan and email that to the parties in that, and then stick the original in priority mail to that address?
One of the attorneys was at our meeting, was at the meetings this week, handing out to the guys who hadn't.
That's the
Done
second
it yet.
email I've gotten in less than 12 hours from them, so.
All right. Transfers?
Okay, the upper portion of these are transfers within departments. Again, I just said that there'll be some more of these before the end of the year, and that's kind of to wrap up where things were paid out of. The bottom portion, there are two that are not within departments. So you'll see one that's from the OTA refund line. We budget every year to around 60,000 to do refunds if we have to. We generally don't get anywhere near that. And courthouse maintenance and repairs need some items covered, and I believe that there's about to be another item that has to be fixed. So I chose from there to move it from. And then the bottom section are additional COVID expenses. That should be the last transfer of COVID expenses for the year. I estimated anything that we hadn't had our bill for June, I went ahead and estimated what it's always been. For example, our Mako dumpsters, we'll get one more bill from them this month. And so those are COVID related, and they'll come out of the CARES cash. And then you also have bank transfers, and that's just to approve those last two that require movement from bank accounts. The ones in the upper part that are in between departments, they do not require a bank transfer. So I believe you'll have to approve those separately.
Motion.
I move we approve the transfers.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
And then you need to
Bank transfers also.
move we approve the bank transfers.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. One quick update. We just had our joint conference.
She's got an appropriation transfer too, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
I went over both of them, and
Oh,
that's
you
what
did?
you
Yeah.
voted for. You
Oh, sorry.
We,
Good for me.
I meant to bring this up before, but we just had our joint conference with the Judge Executive Association and the Commissioners and Magistrates Association, and the court was recognized, the three of us were actually recognized by name as far as the funding mechanism for 911 across the state. And I just want to bring that up, that, that was a recognition because nobody wanted to touch that. It's been a discussion since 2010, but we were bold enough to step out for our citizens and our 911 center and make that happen. So I just want to put that out there that we were recognized this week in Frankfurt or in Lexington by our peers.
Getting 911 on the path to self-sustainability is very important. And that's why I want to make clear to the dispatchers and to Chris, I've supported this center from the beginning. And just because these commissioners question a bill does not mean that we do not support 911. It is our job as commissioners to be stewards of the taxpayers' money. And we have to spend it wisely. So just because we're trying to question bills and make sure that we're spending it wisely does not mean that we do not support you all. I just want to make that perfectly clear.
Okay. You guys know me by now. I cannot bite my tongue. Justin, you came and saw me and Chris and asked for the
Absolutely.
chairs to be reduced from 9 to 7, and you would support it.
Absolutely, absolutely I do. But when I have taxpayers who put me in this seat, put you in this seat, put us all in this seat, we're not here for us. We're here for the people. And I'm doing my due diligence. looking through it.
I understand
And
that.
You know,
I just want to make it clear
You know.
because he did what you asked him to do.
absolutely, absolutely. But when the taxpayers come to me and say, look, can we look at other alternatives? I think that we owe that to them because like I say, we're not in this seat for us. We're in this seat for the people of Marshall County.
Well, that should have been stated last meeting, but that's fine. Bills and claims. Is there any reason to not pay the bills or claims? Hearing none, let the clerk record that the bills and claims are to be paid. Need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second? Second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.